Is your memory deceiving you? Today we will learn how false memories appear, how internet culture and AI are making it worse, and what it means for democratic societies.
And we will also play little games to test the Mandela Effect.
In 2009, paranormal researcher Fiona Broom reported that hundreds of people had memories of South African activist and politician Nelson Mandela dying in prison a long time ago. But Mandela was 89 at the time, still alive and politically active. Broom attributed the false memories to parallel universes. A much simpler explanation is that our memory is not always accurate, and that false memories will spread socially when we talk or write about them. There are many examples of this Mandela effect. For instance, in Star Wars, Darth Vader did not say, "Luke, I am your father," and C-3PO always had a silver leg. And in the Matrix trilogy, Morpheus never said, "What if I told you?"
Let's play a little game. You could win excuse me one moment. Hey, do we have any prizes?
Just make something up.
Okay. You could win a free air guitar. Offer valid while stocks last. Okay, so you will see 3 versions of an image, and you have 5 seconds to choose the right one. It's okay to pause the video if you need more time. Are you ready? Let's go. We start with a classic Mr. Monopoly. And here's the correct one. Here's the logo of pen manufacturer Bic. Clothing company, Fruit of the Loom. Bugs Bunny, pay attention to the legs and feet. Can you remember the Bluetooth logo? Remember your score, we'll continue later.
To understand how false memories appear, we need to know how memory works. According to fuzzy trace theory, there are 2 processes that work in parallel: verbatim and gist. Verbatim memory is detailed and precise, while gist is the intuitive understanding of the information. Experiments have shown that verbatim memories are forgotten faster than gist. While both processes work together to recall true memories, they tend to work in opposite direction for false ones. Verbatim suppress them, while gist tends to support them. And that explains why true memories are decaying over time, while false memories increase. In other words, when we think about Mr. Monopoly, the verbatim process gives us a representation that will be more or less detailed depending on the time we have passed examining the character. Gist, on the other hand, will give us the essence of what the image represents: an 18th century rich, middle-aged man, the very kind of man that is commonly associated with a monocle. If we didn't pay much attention, or if time passed and our verbatim memory decayed, gist will be used. At that time, it would be fair to call it a fuzzy memory, and not a false one yet. But every time we recreate the mental representation with a monocle, it strengthens the memory, an effect known as imagination inflation. The problem with that is that a suggestive question can induce a misleading mental representation. If I ask, "Does Mr. Monopoly wear a monocle?" and your verbatim recall can't suppress the idea, gist might find the idea familiar and support it, and it will feel more familiar every time it is repeated. That's why investigators must be very careful how to word their questions when interrogating witnesses.
Are you ready for round 2? Here we go. Can you remember the Starbucks logo? Here's Target. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. The Snapchat logo. And the biohazard symbol. Be ready for the third round in a minute.
Memories and information shared by others are often incorporated with our own. This social contagion phenomenon is called memory conformity. It's the reason why investigators won't let witnesses discuss together. If they did, the simple fact of hearing another person's report would be enough to alter the other's memories. In the age of social networks, that can be a problem, and generative AI makes it even worse. In a recent study, 200 subjects were asked to look at pictures, and later, half of them had to see an AI-edited version in form of images or videos. When tested, those who viewed AI images had 67% more false memories and 105% more for videos compared to the controlled group. They were also 20% more confident that their false memories were factual. It is interesting to note that the AI-enhanced images and videos were clearly labeled as such, and that the subjects who declared being familiar with AI did not perform better at the task. In other words, memory is reconstructive, and when presented with content that seems plausible, it will often automatically integrate the new information. Labels are too subtle to prevent that. Other factors such as education, memory efficiency, and even skepticism toward media didn't significantly protect the subjects from false memories. Literally anyone can be affected.
Okay, here is the third round. Let's go. Which one is the real Pikachu? Here we have Tom from Tom and Jerry. And Garfield. Why doesn't he like Mondays considering he doesn't have a job? And another cat. Hello, Kitty. And our classic Mickey Mouse. See you again for the last round.
If we consider evolution, it's not surprising that our memory is not very reliable. For survival, having a vague recollection of information was good enough. In our democratic societies, it's much more alarming. We already see deepfakes used as internet memes during elections and enhanced images appearing in mainstream media. Even search engines that are commonly used for fact-checking are plagued with a deluge of AI images that are not identified as such. Some social networks directly include generative AI in their service. AI filters are already in our phones too, with apps that let users modify pictures and easily remove objects or persons, changes that the person will probably forget someday, thus creating a new version of the memory supported by the picture. And we know that AI models can be biased, meaning that even without any intent to do so, we could emphasize negative stereotypes about specific groups. There is no doubt that governments will have to regulate the use of deepfake technology, especially from political organizations and candidates, and tech companies will have to provide tools to detect AI content. More than ever, we will need to encourage critical thinking and media literacy, including awareness of the limitations of human memory.
Okay, here's the final round. Here we go. The Powerpuff Girls. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Did you know that Volkswagen means people's car? Elmo from Sesame Street. Where's Waldo? There were 20 answers. How many did you get right? Share your results in the comments. I'm especially interested to know if you had any surprises or if it was either easier or harder than you thought it would be. See you soon on the Invisible Zebra channel.